Hello everyone, welcome to a very wintry and wet day here at Bristol. We're just preparing our 737 for a flight down to Vienna. For Jet2, call sign of Chanix 1838. We've just got the catering just pulling up to the aircraft just to load that for the passengers. And we are using FS2Crew today, so we'll have our virtual first officer carrying a walk around and a lot of the pre-flight checks before start procedure, etc. So we will literally just be doing the things of the captain today. So with that said, we'll just pop inside and we'll start setting the aircraft up. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is turn some lights on because it's very dark. Okay, seatbelts can come off because we do need to refuel the aircraft, so we don't have the seatbelts on. And we'll turn the dome light on to bright. So the good thing with FS2Crew is that they act fully as a first officer, which means as a captain of the aircraft, all I need to do is concentrate on my stuff and not worry about all the first officer stuff. So a lot of the overhead is done by him, so that's why you'll see me not doing a lot of that. A lot of the kind of first flight of the day check, they're all done by the first officer as well. So I can just concentrate on my stuff. So, first things first, let's go down to the FMC. Check that we have the latest air rack, which we do December 28th to January 25, which is obviously, yeah, a few days old. But in date, positive wise, we're at Bristol, so Echo Golf Delta is ICAO. And moving on to the route, so origin Echo Golf Delta, correction, Echo Golf Delta, and we're going to Vienna, which is Lima Oscar Whiskey. We will flight plan request that, and we've got a sim brief profile, a sim brief route, so we'll load that into the aircraft. We won't set the payload or the fuel because GSX will do that for us, so we're just going to select route and let that route load.
I'm out for the walk around.
Thank you. Okay, so let's let that load. Once it loads, what I'm going to do, I've got my OFP on a different screen, so I'm just going to check that against the OFP just to make sure that the route that's been uploaded is correct and we're not missing any points. Just takes a few seconds to load. There we go. So we'll go next page, which will bring us up the route. So it's direct to Yorkie, Lima 607, Conan, Upper Lima 607, Matug, direct to Bombay, direct to Tenlo, and then direct Lamsey, direct Venom, which is correct on the OFP. We'll activate that and execute. We don't have any ATC here, so we'll put the departure in. We're going to go off runway 27 here at Bristol, and it is the Horfer 1 X-ray departure, which I'll brief before we set off. But for now, we'll enter that into the FMC. Route should now do that. Okay, so what I'll do, just connect them points up on the flight plan. We can go to init-ref and we can wait for the loading. In the meantime, we'll have a look at the OFP. So, as I said, we are Chanix 1838, service out of Bristol down to Vienna. The cost index for Jet2 is 6, and we're flying Golf Juliet, Zulu Hotel Juliet. We was meant to get airborne at 12:15, but we've had quite a delay, so I'm aiming to be off blocks at about 13:05. We have got 1 hour 56 en route with a zero fuel weight of 58.5. Average wind is 235 and 49. However, I will load the winds into the FMC via sim brief upload. Alternate today for us is Lima Hotel Bravo Papa, which is Budapest, and we will be taking 7.6 tons of fuel. I will just quickly check the arrival METAR just to make sure we don't need to take any more fuel, because the weather wasn't great when I last looked at Vienna. However, at the moment, last ATIS 12, last META 1220, and the wind was 2003 knots, which is fine. Greater than 10k viz, and then broken at 500, which means we'll easily get in with one of the ILSs that they have at Vienna. In terms of departure weather,
the security and safety checks are all done. Are you good to start boarding?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, so departure weather for us at Bristol is, again, 1220 was the latest META we had through. Wind 25017, gusting 28, which is fine. It's 20 degrees off, which probably gives us about a 6 knot, 7 knot crosswind, which is fine. Visibility is greater than 10. We have rain, as you can hear and see outside. Clouds broken at 1,700, overcast at 3,600, and there are some CBs. Temperature +6, so icing shouldn't be a problem. And the QNH is a very low 986. So we'll set that now, 986. Pop that into there. Okay. So we can get rid of the master warning and we'll just dim some lights. Pop on traffic. Okay, so we'll ask GSX to start the boarding. Nobody, because they're already on board, so we should get some passengers very shortly. We have got Menzies servicing us today, which I don't know if it's accurate or not, however, it's what GSX has given us. So we'll take it. Here comes the ditch guys. But yeah, very, very horrible day today here at Bristol. I think for most of the UK actually today, the weather is pretty poor today. Okay, we'll turn the flight directors on, or throttle on, and we'll turn his flight director on ready. The boarding has started, so we should see them change the payload, which GSX already has for us, 58.5, which is correct. So we can double click 038 58.5. The reserves off the OFP are 2.5. Cost index, as I said, is 6, and today we're cruising at level 370. Like I said earlier, I won't put the wind into here because I'll go to legs, route data, and we will request the winds from Simbury. And again, we'll just wait for that to load. Okay, so they are ready, so we'll load that into the aircraft. And we'll execute that.
I'm back, no issues on the walk around.
Thank you. We will then go to the descent winds, casts, and again we'll load those in as well. So it might get a little bit noisy now because the first officer will start doing right on cue some of the fire tests and stuff. And while he's doing that, I'll just make sure that my pre-flow is complete. So lights are tested. Yeah, up like a Christmas tree. Yeah, that's all fine. EFIS I have set, so we've got traffic on down to 5, we've got hectopascals selected and both PORs selected. MCP is not set yet, however we do have both flight directors and auto throttle on. Oxygen is tested 100%. And the damage instruments are all set. Parking brake is set. We will set 122.8 on 1. And then we'll set up the nav once we have a look at departure. Audio control panel is set. VHF 1 is on. And the trims are 0 and 0. And the flight plan has been verified.
Airspeed full. Airspeed full.
Sync rate. Pull up.
Okay, so a quick look outside, see how people are getting on. So we've got a bit of loading going on. So there's another bus coming. Very, very murky days. But yeah, let's go back inside out this rain.
100, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Too low. Terrain. Caution. Terrain. Terrain. Terrain.
Okay, while he's doing that,
Pull up.
I can just select the charts that we need. So the departure SID is going to be that one, so we'll pin that, and we'll also pin the airport, the parking stands. We'll back to home page. We will just zoom in on this,
TCAS test. Pass.
just so we can see the airfield. Although it's a relatively straightforward airfield, but we'll zoom in anyway. Back up the charts, airport.
Hi, here's a fuel slip.
Thanks.
Welcome. Have a nice flight.
Pre-flight checklist, please.
Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen.
Tested 100%.
Tested 100%. Navigation, transfer and display switches. Normal, auto. Windows heat on. Pressurization mode selector. Auto. Flight instruments.
Heading 268, altimeter 986.
Heading 268. Altimeter 986. Parking brake.
Set.
Engine start levers.
That's off.
Pre-flight checklist completed.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll run through the departure brief now with the first officer. So let's just that on. Okay. Are you ready for the departure brief?
Go ahead.
Okay, so we're currently at stand 31. There's no need for a pushback because we can just taxi straight ahead. We will taxi straight ahead, like I said, and then we will turn left down Golf, and we will depart via Alpha. So it's pretty straightforward. Taxi, so out of here, left to the end, take off runway 27. Performance figures we will sort out now quickly, actually, before we carry on the rest of the brief. So let's go to performance. We are runway 27, import from aircraft. Yeah, let's change there and import the weather. So because the runway is quite short and we are not dry, we're definitely wet. Okay, so yeah, short runway, so we'll need tow out here, so it's flaps 5 is the departure, so N1 take off flaps 5, which gives us CG is 20.1 CG, which gives us 5.4 the trim. 137, 139, 148 is what the FMCs give us. 134, 139, 149. So we need to just go 134 in there. Because of the wet, it gives a bit more margin to stop after the V1. 49 there. And then we can set that up in the MCP. 49. And we will pre-arm VNAV and LNAV. Okay, so it's about the departure briefing. Yeah, so we've gone through our taxi procedure, and we'll now look at the SID that we'll be on. We'll be flying the 441 X-ray departure, which is on chart 10-3 Bravo. We will fly runway heading 267, and then at we will probably tune well, it'll be the 27. So IBTS. So off IBTS will be 5.2 miles between 6 and 3. We'll then start the right hand turn to 087 to intercept the 037 radio inbound to Honolulu. Sorry, the 217 radio into Honolulu, not 037. That's the outbound course, but that's fine. And it would be at Hawfer at 6,000 feet. There is no ATC on, so we probably will start climbing before that. And we just need to remember we don't turn before 11:30. And that's quite a straightforward departure. We'll just check that the plan route looks pretty much similar to what I've just said. Let's go legs, and we'll zoom out one or two just so we can see the whole departure. So yeah, as I saw on the chart, it looks very much similar to that. And we have it all set up in the FMC. Okay, the takeoff will be a toga departure with flaps of 5. The speeds will be... if I can find them. Speeds V1 134, VR 139 and V2 149. If we do have to return, we will be overweight, so we'll have to prepare an overweight landing. And there are no threats for this departure apart from, as you can see out the window, the weather isn't great. However, once we get through the clouds, we'll be lovely blue skies. Any questions?
No questions. Would you like to turn the APU on?
Yes, please.
Starting the APU.
Just going to put on the service interphone so we can contact the ground very shortly. Just wait for the APU to spool up.
APU on the buses.
Right, so now we'll contact the ground crew. Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
Please disconnect the ground equipment.
Roger. Disconnecting the GPU and air.
So I'll turn the AP bleed on because we've disconnected the air conditioning. And then we'll go back to VHF1.
Hey guys, all packs are on board. Are we clear to close?
Yes.
Thanks, let me know if you need anything.
Okay, so my before start procedure, takeoff page is set.
Roger. GPU and
We'll
air
just do
disconnected.
that again. My flight deck window is closed and locked, and we do have clearance to pressurize. Trims we need to set, which is 5.45. So we'll set that in the trim. Okay. Before start checklist, please.
Before start checklist. Flight deck door closed and locked. MCP.
The MCP, which I need to set the altitude first, which would be ideal. The departure, set 6-1, and the heading was 267, which is correct. B2 149, heading 267, altitude 6,100. Set and check.
Takeoff speeds.
V1 134, VR 139, V2 149.
CDU pre-flight.
Completed.
Rudder and aileron trim.
3 and 0.
Taxi and takeoff briefing.
Completed.
Anti-collision light on before start checklist completed.
Start sequence is 2 then 1.
Check.
Okay, so because we're going to be tackling straight off, we can start the engines. The doors are all closed, so we are good to start. Start the right engine.
Starting engine 2.
Okay. So we'll look for 25% N2. Go
Oil
put the fuel
pressure.
in. Check. It's 20. And start.
Finally, ladies and gentlemen, please study the safety card and take notice of the fasten seatbelt sign. May we remind you that electrical portable items such as games, computing and word processing equipment
Starter
may
cutout.
interfere with the aircraft system and must be switched off during takeoff and landing.
Number 2, stable.
Telephones must be
Start
switched
left
off
engine.
while the aircraft engines are running.
Starting engine 1.
As this is a no smoking service, the no smoking signs will remain on for the duration of the flight. Smoking is not permitted at any time while
Oil
on
pressure.
board. If you have any questions, please ask one of the crew. Thank you.
Again, we're just looking for 25% N2 before we introduce the fuel. 23, 24, there's 25. Introduce the fuel. Now we just wait for the start of half closed.
Starter cutout.
Here we go, starter cut out, just waiting for stable.
Number 1, stable.
There we go. Okay, so we're just going to check the flight controls. So, full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, and then rudder, full left, full right, neutral. Flight control check complete. And we will command flap 5, flaps 5. Selected, good. Before taxi checklist, please.
Before taxi checklist. Generators on, probe heat on, anti-ice off, isolation valve, auto, engine start switches, continuous, recall,
Check.
checked, auto brake, RTO, engine start levers,
Idle detent.
flight controls,
Checked. Checked.
ground equipment,
Clear.
clear. Before taxi checklist completed.
Okay, let's have a look. Clear left.
Clear right.
Bristol traffic, Chenix 1838, taxi runway 27 Bristol. Okay, so we'll taxi out. So increase the power meter and there's no takeoff warning, which there's not. Test the brakes. Brakes are working, and let's taxi out. Okay, so at least the rain has stopped now, so the departure should be okay. Come off the power just to try and stay below our 10 knots in turns. And on the straight down we can do about 30 knots. Okay, as soon as we straighten up, we'll call the before takeoff checklist. There we go. Before takeoff checklist, please.
Before takeoff checklist. Flaps.
Flaps 5, green light.
Stabilizer trim.
.4 units set. 5.4 units.
Before takeoff checklist completed. Flight deck. Okay, thanks. Captain,
Thanks.
the cabin is secure.
Thank you. Okay, we've got another aircraft on the left there. Oh, it is, well, I think it's 737. I don't know what airline. Keep taxiing down to Alpha. We'll take the full length of the runway because it is quite a short runway. And we are quite heavy. We're about, well, yeah. We're not massively heavy, but again, we're not like, we're about 10 tons below max takeoff weight. Okay, so as we approach Alpha, we'll call the before entry procedure. Runway entry procedure.
Okay, cabin crew, take your seats. Clear on the approach.
Okay, so have a quick look out on the approach. Don't see anything.
Ready to go.
Nothing visual. Quickly check back spy. Nothing there. Bristol traffic, Janix 1838 taking off runway 27 Bristol. Take off. Take off. Okay, so now I call take off. He'll set the rest of the lights on. And we are good to go. So we'll probably just take on the roll. We won't stop. Good. Timer there. Yay. Control column forwards. Apply the power. About 40 to 50%. We are stable. Toga.
Thrust set. 80 knots.
Okay, relax the forward pressure on the yoke.
V1. Rotate.
Okay, rotate. A little bit of a crosswind, but nothing too major. Up we go.
Positive rate.
Trim the aircraft. Gear up. Gear up.
Gear up. 400 feet.
A little bit windy. LNAV, VNAV speed, N1. Yeah, it's trimming the aircraft. It's coming through the cloud now. Okay, so between 6,000 and 3,000 in this next point, which will be. Flaps 1.
Speed checked.
What's up?
Speed checked.
Okay, we'll keep the climb going.
Flaps up, set.
And like I said, because there's no AEC, I'll just continue the climb to flight level 370. Select flight level 370. Set flight level 370, please.
Flight level 370, set.
Very good. Transition set. Standard.
Standard set.
Okay, we'll start the right hand turn. We'll just select Alt Intervene just to get us up. Just keep us climbing. Do have air conditioning, that's sorted. Don't know why that was, but it's sorted now. Okay, we'll keep the turn coming in. There we go. Accelerate in. Keep lifting the nose as they try and stay below 250. There we go. And then when we level off here, we'll set the autopilot to on. Above the clouds now, lovely blue sky. Left the dreary weather of Bristol down below us, and we will set autopilot on.
Autopilot on.
After takeoff checklist, please.
After takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds. On. Packs. Auto. Landing gear. Up and off. Flaps. Up. No lights. After takeoff checklist complete. Happy to release the cabin crew?
Yes, please.
Okay. Flight level 100.
Okay, and
Happy
that's
to
the.
release the cabin?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's the departure of Bristol. Join me again, probably 5-10 miles before top of descent. Ready for the descent into Vienna. join me back on the flight deck about 60 miles before the top of descent. And we're just going to quickly go through the approach briefing with the first officer and start the descent checklist. You have control.
I have control.
Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I need to set up the minimums myself on my EFIS. So 797 feet is the minimums. Give this a little roll up. Okay, there, 765. What did I say? 797. There we go. Are you ready for the approach briefing?
Set. Go ahead.
Good. Okay, so approach briefing wise, we are not on that on the star. We are on the Vienna 3 Whiskey arrival into Vienna. So I'll just quickly show you that now. So we get to Vienna above 6,000 feet. There's a pretty straight line past Whiskey 190, 191, 182. Again, all above 6,000 feet, and then we get to Nerdu above 6,000 as well. After Nerdu, we're going to join the Nerdu 7 Lima transition. So if you click on that now, I'll show you. And as you can see, it just takes me up and down a little bit. So Nerdu above 6,000 feet, and then we come down above 5,000 at 681. Max 230 is the next restriction at 677, and then we're going to be 6M1 before we enter the ILS. For runway 16. There is ATC on, so they may give me a little shortcut rather than doing this whole kind of procedure. For the ILS, we are on the ILS 16. So it's platform altitude 5,000 feet, 13.8 miles from the Oscar Echo Zulu frequency, which is the ILS for runway 16. It is a 3-degree glide path, and the course is 159, which is all set. So we have course 159 and the frequency 1085 for the ILS. Minimums are 797 feet, which brings me on to the weather currently. So the latest METAR, which was 1350, was wind 3203 knots, 9,000 meters visibility, clouds few at 4,000, few at 400, and overcast at 600. Minimums first takes us down to 200 feet over the ground, so we should be well within sight of the runway and carry out a Cat 1 ILS as normal. If for whatever reason the cloud is a little bit worse when we get there and we can't actually see anything before minimums, then the go around is climb straight ahead to 10 miles from the Oscar Echo Zulu, and then turn left to the FMD BOR, which we will set now. So we have it on nav 2.
Checked.
Set 110.40 on nav 2.
Roger.
There we go. So that's now on nav 2, so we should have that set in, and that'll help us on the go around. It will be magenta line flown for the go around, however we do have the raw data there if we need it. In terms of landing, like I said, landing runway 16, and then we'll vacate to the right, and then we'll be given our taxi instructions by ATC, as it is tower and ground on. In terms of performance, we'll do that now. So we go to landing en route, import from the OFB, and we'll land, let's say, 16. The runway condition is dry, even though the weather is pretty bad. It's not actually rain at the moment, so we will go runway dry. Import aircraft details. What's it saying? So it's saying 61.7 we'll land with. Let's just quickly check that. So we will land in with 3.2. So take away 0.7 off that, 0.7 off that, so 61.7. 61.7. Wrong button. 61.7. So yeah, bang on. Auto brakes level 3, and we'll do flap 30 and see how that gets us down there. So yeah, as you can see, that is fine. However, I will just probably good. So let's get started. Let's log in. Okay, so we'll have to use this because the PMD doesn't have a weight imbalance. We'll use the Zebo. But that's all fine. So we are landing at Vienna on the runway 16 intersection. Yeah, full. The weather we can pop into there. The rating is... I mean, it'd be good if I was on landing, not takeoff. So let's go landing. And let's go Vienna. Runway 16. Yep, we can do the 2.5. We'll pop the weather in. Just quickly refresh, pop the weather in. Flaps 30, and the weight I said was 61.7. So 61.7. Go into there. Let's calculate that. So we'll just wait for that to calculate. This new version of VPT came out literally today. The calculations do seem to take a bit longer than they used to. Before it was pretty much instant, but now it takes a little bit longer. So let's look at the graphics. So we can see now, which is quite a good little thing, we can see the runway, so runway 16, and then we have the different intersections for us to vacate via. So if we want to vacate at Bravo 9 and Bravo 10, then we will need Waterway 3, which I'm happy with. And yeah, all good. We close that and we'll keep that selected. Any questions?
No questions.
I have control. So we will start the descent probably down to 120.
You have control.
Set flight level 120.
Flight level 120. Set.
So we do have an aircraft in front of us, passing just right to left, so that's going to be right out of the way, so that's fine. And we have 4 miles to top of descent. I'm just going to check the transition at, not the transition, sorry, the altimeters at Vienna 1009, so set that, and information Quebec. Set that ready. To there. Descent checklist, please.
Descent checklist. Pressurization. Landing altitude is 600 feet. Recall checked. Auto brake level 3. Landing data.
VREF 152. Minimums 797 feet.
VREF 152. Minimums 797 feet. Approach briefing.
Completed.
Descent checklist completed.
Okay, so we have started the descent, and while we're doing that, we will add some range rings. So we'll grab the runway, interfix, and we'll do a range ring of 10 miles. And so we're fully established at 4 miles. We'll take the reciprocal of 16, which is 339, and we'll pop that into there, and that'll just give us an extended center line for us to be able to look at visually on the ND. So now we're just going to wait and continue the descent. Okay, descending through 250, going to contact me from Vienna radar, so we'll give them a call now. They're on 34675. Okay.
To Lima after Mazur to Nerdu, cleared Nerdu 7 Lima transition, expect ILS.
After Mazur, cleared Nerdu 7 Lima transition and expect ILS runway 16 Felix on to Lima.
Clean radar, good afternoon. Channel 1838 is a 737-800 descending through 230 information, Quebec.
Genex 1838, very good afternoon to you, scope 1000.
Scope 1000, Channel 1838.
Lufthansa 149, descend to 5,000 feet, are you able for a short line up 12 miles?
Affirmative, descent to 149. And
I can descend all to 4,000 feet. 149, descend 4,000.
Descent 4,000 feet, descent to 149.
Vienna approach Ryanair 77 uniform, Quebec inbound Gimbo passing flight level 280.
Locked.
Genex 1838, we have rail contact, direct Nerdu, expect ILS 16.
Okay, direct to Nerdu and expect the IS-16, Channel 1838. Okay, so being able to direct to
uniform, Quebec, hello
Nerdu.
to you, descend flight level 170, expect ILS 16.
Check.
This is flight level 70, expect ILS runway 16, Ryanair 77 uniform, Quebec.
Negative level 170.
This is flight level 170, 77 uniform, Quebec.
Genex 1838, cleared Nerdu 7 Lima transition, descend level 120.
Cleared Nerdu 7 Lima transition and descend level 130 for Channel 1838.
120.
Apologies, 120 for Channel 1838. Okay, so 120 is set.
Lima, descend flight level 130
And,
and report indicated airspeed.
The Nerdu 7
Descend flight level 130
Lima,
and
we
indicated
have
airspeed is 294.
Roger.
Nerdu 7 Lima, that is, yeah. Direct to Nerdu, and there's
Genex 1838, keep the speed 280 knots or greater for now.
280 greater for Channel 1838. Select speed intervene. Set speed 280.
Ryanair 77 uniform Quebec, after Mazur to Nerdu, cleared Nerdu 7 Lima transition.
Okay, so Nerdu 7 Lima transition.
After Mazur, then
Check that.
Nerdu 7 Lima transition, Ryanair 77 uniform, Quebec.
So yeah, that's what we got programmed in the FMC. Anyway, send it through flight level 200. No.
FedEx 1 to Lima, reduce speed 270 knots.
Reduce speed to 270 knots, FedEx 1 to Lima.
Oh, that randomly changed to night mode, but okay. Fine.
Lufthansa 149 at 3,000 feet, left heading 250.
Left to pass 0 and descend 3 short 3 to Lufthansa.
Let's say marathon Nerdu. Set the tower frequency to standby, ready for later. 119. Set 119.400 in standby com 1.
Set.
Lufthansa 149 heading 200, cleared ILS, runway 16.
Just check frequency, DLS, make sure it's correct, 1085. 1085 is set, and we have the course 159. Apologies, you were pretty quiet there. You'd descend 7,000 with a QNH 1009, mechanics 1838.
That is correct, and below 10,000, keep the speed 250 knots.
And below 10,000, we'll keep the speed 250, mechanics 1838.
FedEx 1 to Lima,
Okay,
descend to
7,000.
QNH 1009 or speed 260.
And then below 100, he wants us at 250. So we'll set the altimeter now because we are descending to an altitude.
Ryanair 77 uniform Quebec, descend to altitude 9,000
Transition set
feet,
altimeter
QNH
1009.
9,000 feet, QNH 1009, Ryanair 77 uniform Quebec.
1009, set.
JetX 1838, direct Whiskey 681.
Direct to Whiskey 681, mechanics 1838. So direct to Whiskey 681.
Sorry for the short overshoot, contact the tower.
Check that. That is straight ahead, fine. Charts, so Whiskey 681, straight back, good. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, height we should be fine with.
FedEx 1 to Lima, direct Whiskey 681.
Direct Whiskey 681.
So it sounds like we're keeping the speed up because we've got someone behind us.
Ryanair 77 uniform Quebec, speed 250, direct Whiskey 681.
Match heading.
Direct Whiskey 681,
Sounds like
Ryanair
quite a few
77
people doing
uniform
this,
Quebec.
And the speed 250 knots.
Roger.
Approach checklist.
Approach checklist. Altimeters.
1009 set.
1009 set. Approach checklist completed.
Let's just quickly look at. He put it straight in. Yeah, we need to get 5,000, so it's fine. Terrain. Oh, I don't think terrain's an issue on this approach. The MSA is 4,500 to the south west, so we shouldn't get anywhere near that. Even on the go around, we're turning left, so it shouldn't be an issue.
FedEx 1 to Lima, speed 250 knots.
Speed 250 knots, FedEx 1 to Lima.
GenX 1838, descend to 5,000 feet.
5,000, Genix 183. Set altitude 5,000.
5,000 set.
Set seatbelt signs on.
Seatbelts on.
And we're just when landing, just replicating right.
FedEx 1 to Lima, descend to 6,000 feet.
Descend 6,000 feet, FedEx 1 to Lima.
Ryanair 77 uniform Quebec, descend to 7,000 feet.
7,000 feet in descent, Ryanair 77 uniform Quebec.
It's down there, some sort of river or the river. Sunset. Beautiful. Okay, so it's on at 250. Let's get the speed rate up, bring that speed down.
Cabin crew, prepare for landing.
Speed's going down. He wants us 250 below 10,000.
FedEx 1 to Lima, speed 220.
Speed 220, FedEx 1 to Lima.
And a 77 uniform Quebec, speed 220.
Speed back 220 knots, 77 uniform Quebec.
Speed 250. Arm the speed brake.
With a 15 November with me.
With a 14 November, passing 4,000 feet.
With a 15 November, hello, identified, climb level 240.
Climb level 120, so with a 14.
Negative, 240.
240 with a 14.
Baltic 7 Kilo Lima, hello, identified, climb level 230. Genex 1838, right heading 130, clear to ILS 16.
Right heading 130, clear ILS 16.
Checked.
1838. Right heading 130, cleared ILS 16, Genex 1838. Set heading 130.
Set.
FedEx 1 to Lima, radar vectors, left heading 035.
Left heading 035, FedEx 1 to Lima.
Arm approach.
Ladies and gentlemen, in a few minutes we'll be passing through the cabin with landing cards. It's important that you have the correct documentation with your passports by the time you reach the immigration.
So yeah, what happened there was, rather than speak to ATC, I spoke to the first officer, because I've got a push to talk for the first officer, and then obviously push to talk for V-pilot. So sometimes I forget who I'm speaking to. Luckily, I've not spoken to the first officer on V-pilot yet, because that would be greatly embarrassing. So, touch wood, that's not going to happen.
Please ensure you take all personal items and hand baggage with you. Should you have any further concerns, please don't hesitate to ask a member of the crew or the ground staff upon arrival. We'll be happy to assist you. And ladies and gentlemen, as we are approaching our
FedEx 1 to Lima, descend 5,000 feet.
Descend 5,000 feet, FedEx 1 to Lima.
Final 77 uniform Quebec, descend 6,000 feet.
Thank you.
Descending
Okay,
6,000
we
feet,
have,
Ryanair 77 uniform Quebec.
On approach course for some reason, and not localizer, but weird. ILS is there, 16, yeah. Okay, we'll take it. Match heading.
145, set.
Ryanair 77 uniform Quebec, a left turn heading 035.
Left on 035, Ryanair 77 uniform Quebec.
I don't know why it's giving us FAC and not localizer, but okay. Course 159, which we have.
FedEx 1 to Lima, speed 200 knots.
Speed 200 knots, FedEx 1 to Lima.
1000 to level.
FedEx 1 to Lima, right heading 130, cleared ILS, runway 16.
Right heading 130, cleared ILS, runway 16, FedEx 1 to Lima.
And Janix 1838, so we okay to slow down now.
Blocked. Air Baltic 7 Kilo Lima, direct Letva.
Flight deck. Okay, thanks. Captain,
Okay.
The one for Echo
cabin is
November,
secure.
Unicom 128.
So we need to slow down because we can't hit the glide path at that speed because it'll be so difficult to slow down.
Ryanair 77 Uniform Quebec, descend to 5,000 feet.
So we'll stop bringing the speed back to 10.
5,000 feet, 77 Uniform Quebec.
GenX 1838, tower 123.8, Happy New Year, goodbye.
What did you say again, the tower frequency for Janix 1838?
That is 123.8, Happy New Year.
Final
1238
approach
for
fix.
Janix
Height
1838,
checked.
bye-bye.
Missed approach altitude is set.
Ryanair 77 Uniform Quebec, speed 200 knots.
Power low Janix 1838 is 12 miles, ILS 16.
Standby.
Flaps 1. Flaps 1.
Genix 1838, Wind Tower, hello, 350
One
degrees
set.
for knots, runway 16, clear to land.
Clear to land, Janix 1838. Set speed 160.
Ocean Tower,
160. Set.
Flaps 5.
Speed checked.
So yeah, because we were quite fast coming in because he wanted us 250, trying to slow down now on this glide path is going to be pretty difficult, but we'll give it a go. We'll get the gear down pretty early to get some more drag in, so that'll slow it down a little bit as well. Got the air brakes, or the speed brake, call them, out at the moment. Just going through the cloud layer.
Flaps 5 set.
Thank you. Cleared. Yeah, good. So when you say cleared, it means you're cleared for landing. He will then switch on the rest of the lights. Geared out.
Radio altimeter alive. Cabin crew, take your seats. Set.
Austrian
Gear
150 to Foxtrot 12, ready for push and start.
GPWS. Flap inhibit to inhibit.
Set speed 157.
Approved, blue line.
Push and start approved, the blue line.
157. Set.
Flaps 15.
Speed checked. Speed brake up.
Good. So we've managed to slow down, which is not bad.
Good evening, Ryanair at Quebec Bravo, stand Charlie 3.
And now we're just looking for the runway.
Flaps 15 set.
Austrian 59 Romeo, call
Flaps 30.
134,675,
Check
goodbye.
speed.
134,675, goodbye, happy new year.
Thanks, mate. Ryanair 8 Quebec Bravo, Wind Tower,
Flaps 30.
good evening, information
Speed
Romeo,
checked.
you're cleared to Helsinki via Letva 3 Charlie departure, climb to 5,000 feet, squawk
So it's a bit of
4603.
ground down there.
Clear to Helsinki via Letva
Flaps
3 Charlie
30 set.
departure.
Landing checklist.
checked.
And squawk 4603.
Landing
Ryanair
checklist.
at
Engine
Quebec
start
Bravo.
switches.
Flaps 30.
Flaps up.
Ryanair 8 Quebec Bravo, read that correct?
So sometimes he does have a bit of a shocker.
Austrian 1 Echo ready for taxi.
Landing checklist.
Austrian 1 Echo, taxi via
Set and check.
Whiskey and Mike, calling for runway
Double
29,
check that,
report ready.
please.
Flaps
Speed
30.
brake.
Set and check.
Whiskey and Mike, holding point 29 and
Set and check.
Echo.
Landing gear.
Down.
Flaps.
Flaps 30 green light.
Landing checklist completed.
Landing.
Autopilot off.
Control.
1,000 feet. Not stable.
We are
Tower,
stable.
hello, FedEx 1 to Lima on ILS runway 16 and 8 miles final.
Hello, FedEx 1 to Lima, number 2.
Number 2, FedEx 1 to Lima.
Hey, visual, so all is good. Just concentrate now on keeping the runway straight down for PFD. Speed.
500 feet.
Visual. So now I've said visual, I won't get the minimums call off the first officer. Still get him off the aircraft.
Minimums.
And 8 Quebec Bravo, push and start approved.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Okay.
Speed brake up. Reverses normal.
7, Servus, die Lufthansa 105, Information Romeo, request clearance, Alpha to Emiliano.
Got a bit of run of it.
Hello, Lufthansa 105, Information Romeo correct. You're cleared via Ostend for Charlie departure. Climb to 5,000 feet, squawk 1,000.
Cleared Milano, Ostend for Charlie. Climb 5,000 feet and squawk 1,000, Lufthansa 105.
Correct. Genex 1838, welcome. Taxi via Delta and Lima. It's gonna be gate Delta 21.
Taxi by Delta Lima, Delta 21 for Genex 1838.
FedEx 12 Lima, 350 degrees at 4, prevent 16
Okay,
to land.
Delta Lima.
160 to land, FedEx 1 to Lima, thank you.
Delta 21.
Vienna Tower, head out to Ryanair 77, New Club, Quebec, established ILS 191.
GPWS, flap, inhibit to normal.
Hello, Ryanair 77, Uniform Quebec, continue approach here number 2.
Looking for Lima.
Please be careful when opening overhead lockers as items may fall out.
Delta Lima, and it's
We'd like to remind you that smoking is not permitted.
Austrian, no.
Designated smoking
Austrian 9016, request taxi.
If you require assistance when you leave the
Oh, yeah,
Taxi via Mike, holding point runway 29er.
If you're connected to another flight
just turn some
today,
lights on.
Via Mike,
Dark.
holding point runway 29er, Austrian 9016.
Winter Sales, Oscar Echo Bravo Zulu.
Yep, I think it was
Oscar Echo Bravo Zulu, hello.
pretty good landing. Apart
Oscar Bravo
from
Zulu, information Romeo board, Fox,
as I was getting the charts up on my tablet, started steering to the right of the rudder, but yeah, apart from that, it was quite smooth.
Oscar Bravo Zulu, kriegen wir hin, call you back shortly. Roger.
Flight Connections Desk. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the entire airline, thank you very much for choosing to fly with us today, and we hope to
So we're just looking for Lima, so it should be down here somewhere on the left.
1502 taxi via Whiskey and Mike, holding point runway 29er.
Film this down.
Whiskey Mike, calling point 29er, Austrian 1502.
Servus Austrian 317 with Sierra on board, request to Stockholm.
There's the FedEx that's behind me.
Step by, call you back shortly.
Okay, so we have the approach lights on to the other runway for runway 29.
Ryanair 77 Uniform Quebec 360 degrees 3 knots, runway 16 to land.
So this is
runway 16,
Echo, and the next one
7
is
Uniform
Lima.
FedEx 1 to Lima, taxi to stand Bravo 43 via Delta and Lima.
Taxi to stand Bravo 43 via
So
Delta.
that's Echo, next one is Lima. That's what we need.
Oscar Bravo Zulu. Oscar Bravo Zulu, go. Oscar Bravo Zulu, you're cleared Solar now to Charlie departure, climb 5,000 feet, squawk 1,000.
And
Yes, Solar now to Charlie departure, runway 29ers, climb 5,000, squawk 1,000, Oscar Bravo Zulu. Oscar Bravo Zulu, correct, for 317.
Correct.
For 317, you're clear to Landa, Lanux to Charlie departure, climb 5,000 feet, squawk 4611.
All under Lanux to Charlie 5000, initially 4611, Austrian 317.
Correct.
3 minutes.
The next 1838, give way to Austrian, Airbus 320, crossing right to left on taxiway Whiskey.
give way to the Austrian passing right to left for Giant 183. So that's just there ahead of us.
The Austrian 317, Fox 16, request flight push.
Just give way to this Austrian.
On 317, push and start approved, blue line.
Start push to the blue 317, okay.
Start the APU.
Foxtrot 36 also
Starting
ready
the
for
APU.
push and start.
Lufthansa 105, push and start approved, blue line.
Blue line 105.
Austrian 1502, able Alpha 3.
1502, Alpha 3 approved, break Austrian 11 Echo, give way to company MD88, crossing right to left.
Giving way to the traffic area, the Austrian 11 Echo.
Oh,
77 uniform
helicopter.
Quebec, 16 vacated via Bravo 6, request parking Bravo 85 or 84.
And 77 uniform Quebec, absolutely no problem, taxi to Bravo 85 via Delta and Lima.
Via Delta Lima, stand Bravo 85, Ryanair, 7 uniform Quebec.
Ryanair. Double Ryanair.
Run 916, 360 degrees, 3 knots, runway 29 cleared for takeoff.
Runway 29 cleared for takeoff, Austrian 916.
APU on the buses.
Thank you. You know, weather's picked up a little bit. Oh, see a bit of blue skies.
Ryanair Quebec Bravo request taxi.
Ryanair Quebec Bravo, taxi via Mike, calling point runway 29.
Mike cutting point 29, Ryanair Quebec Bravo.
Run 11 Echo behind departing company, MD80, line at runway 29 behind.
Sorry, Austrian 11 Echo is having problem with the SIM, we need to disconnect.
Roger. Austrian 1502 behind, next departing company, MD80, line at runway 29 behind.
And taking off traffic, the line is on way to bend, Austrian 1502.
105, ready for taxi.
Lufthansa 105 via Whiskey and Mike, calling point runway 29.
Whiskey Mike, holding point 29, 105.
So we're just going to go past this terminal. The next right will be for us. There goes the Austrian MD80. Enjoy your flight. We're going to be turning it right very shortly. Unfortunately, I've seen my dreaded pink textures on my GSX, which doesn't seem to fix whatever I do. So it's pretty annoying. But anyway.
916, call radar 13465, goodbye.
Okay, so we're turning right here, and it's the very end.
Radar on 134675. Thank you, Austrian 916.
Lights and doors.
Check.
Hey, Austrian 317 for taxi.
Cabin crew, disarm doors and cross-check.
From 317, taxi via Whiskey and Mike, calling point runway 29.
Whiskey Mike, calling to 9, Austrian 317.
Delta 2-1.
From 1502, 360 degrees, 3 knots, runway 29, cleared for takeoff.
Delta 2-2. Slow down a little bit. Start the turn. Is Delta 2 which side are we on? Let's see, yes, where's the line? I got it. No, it's not going to quite again now. Bit of left thrust. Just go in the corner.
The 125 is able Alpha 3.
Lufthansa 105, Alpha 3 approved, line up runway 29.
Lining up to 9 via Alpha 3, 105.
Everyone's pink today. It's annoying. Very annoying.
Von 1502, call radar 134675, goodbye.
13465, danke, guten Rutsch.
Danke.
Okay.
Lufthansa 105, 360
we'll set the
degrees
back
at 3 knots, runway 29, cleared for
Just
takeoff.
quickly turn that off.
Clipped.
Okay, we can shut the engines down. And request our boarding. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that flight from Bristol to Vienna. I will do more of these flights in all different types of aircraft, including in P3D. So if you want to see more of these, then please do subscribe and like the video. Thanks very much. I'll see you again.